Just got out of prison and I owe so much money. I went to college and graduated but went to prison soon after about 18 months ago. I just got out on parole and am looking at the aftermath of my finances. I'm getting so many letters and calls from so many different companies I don't know where to even begin. I know I had 3 credit cards, 2 from Wells Fargo and 1 from Capital One. Apparently Capital One sold off my debt a while back but Wells Fargo still has mine. Student loans are all over the place. I know I took out some personal loans through Discovery but I'm lost as to who all the companies, or just one company, that holds all my regular student debt from the university. I know at some point my loans started coming through another federal company because of some changes in law but I'm completely lost. I just got a big old pink letter saying my student loans are about to default. While I was in prison, some student loan company found me and sent me a letter and I was able to defer it for a year but that time passed a few months ago. Right now I'm jobless and am crashing at a friend's house but I'm aware of how serious a student loan default is. This is all beyond what I'm mentally capable of handling right now. I just went through a stockpile of letters that were saved in the past year and am too overwhelmed to even know what to do first. What can I even do? Even if I had some crappy job, I'm engineering by education, my first concern is a roof over my head and food. I don't even know what to tell these people when I figure out the mess of who the hell actually owe and what. Please help me. I stayed out of trouble in prison and continued studying and trying to study programming to maybe get a web dev job on the side. I want to do the right thing and get out of this endless black hole. Edit. I spent the last hour reading through every comment here and I think getting a free credit report to see who I owe since I haven't really had an address or phone would be a good first step. I should have said my debt is mainly student loans, $80,000 public, $20,000 private best guess. And my credit card debt is about $6,000 to $7,000 so I'm really iffy about declaring bankruptcy but I will at least talk to a lawyer and learn more about the best route to take. Lastly, I got a lot of positive PMs and comments and even that small boost from a message from an internet stranger gives me hope when I let something like this bring me down. I hope one day I can post an update saying I got a great job, beat the statistics, and give hope to other felons who are trying to do the right thing. It was definitely a life-changing experience and has changed my views about the prison system in general. Relevant comments. What did you go to prison for? OP. Harassment. I went through a bad breakup 6 years ago and I didn't go to court until 18 months ago. Comment. What kind of harassment? OP. This is basically my story. I called a lot, got charged and still did it. My lawyer said don't worry I'll get probation but it must not have been my lucky day because I got 3 years instead. Got out in 15 months for good time and parole. I'm glad you were able to start a career. This gives me good hope since we have the same criminal history. Looking back I feel embarrassed for my action so thinking of even having to even bring it up in an interview is stressful to say the least. Comment. You seem to have a good grasp of your situation, you are well spoken and aware of your challenges. Listen to everyone here your finances will eventually sort itself out, focus on your basics. Job and a place to live that is safe. Add basic banking and then start working on fixing what can be fixed. Most states, if you stay out of all trouble, will give you the opportunity to clear your record after 5 to 10 years. You may be a felon but you will be given a second chance to have that erased down the road. Don't be a statistic. OP. Thank you. I've definitely changed a lot since I committed my crime 6 years ago. I think being in the environment I was in and never succumbing to any of the negativity while I was there has proven to me I am on the right path. Comment. My fiancé happens to be a felon as well. 10 years ago he made a stupid decision and well, it does not make him a bad person. I watched him struggle and I watched him climb to the top from a hole that he never thought he could climb out of. He had collectors calling him, threatening to sue him, and all that not so fun stuff. Getting a good job was tough as shit and man, I watched him struggle. He went to school and got a bachelor's, he is working on his master's, and he fought to get a job. Right now he is working on getting his sentence reduced, wobbler, and getting his record expunged. There is hope for someone who has gone to prison. It will be so difficult but you seem so intelligent, and like you really want to succeed. OP. Thank you. Besides the money issue, I feel embarrassed that I'm now a felon and it has taken a toll on my self-worth. I worry about my future settling down with someone and starting a family. I'm scared to meet a woman just to be looked at with disgust when I tell her I'm a felon. I do want to do right and I hope to find someone who can look past what I've done and see me who I am now. Seems like you stuck to him through a lot for a long time and as someone who is starting the struggle that he's gone through, having someone like that would make a huge difference right now. Best of luck. Comment. What kind of engineering and where are you located? OP. Electrical. I was mainly interested in power and control systems. I live in the southeast. Update. It's been a year since I got out of prison and thought about updating for a few months but wanted everything to be absolutely settled before I did. I ended up moving to a more tech-friendly city and the job search was still rough. I actually got a job offer 2 weeks after moving and was so excited to start. They asked about my background and I was totally honest with them. After some discussion, they still wanted to hire me, but then a few days later I got a call saying HR wouldn't allow it. I was pretty beat up. Over the next few months I got a few interviews and even job offers, but any time the background check came up I was denied. The only thing worse than not having a job is knowing you have the skills to get hired but something like this holds you back. I'm not going to lie and say it was easy. I broke down some nights but picked myself back up the next day and put out my application again. I worked at a restaurant to make some kind of money and it was rough. I was coming home with $10 sometimes and wondered if this was really going to be my life. I continued to get calls from debt collectors but ignored them every time. At the end of September I was having a particularly rough week, making no money at work, serving tables, and had a job interview lined up. I didn't really have much hope for this job but figured screw it. Later that day they told me I had the job, but at that point it didn't even bring me excitement as I've heard that line before. I did the usual background check and waited for the fatal call. A call came that Friday and was told I was to start on Wednesday of next week. I was confused and in disbelief. Every day for a few weeks I expected someone to call me or pull me to the side work and tell me there's been a mistake. For the first 3 months I never even brought anything to put on my desk because I figured it was any moment now. I worked there making more in 1 week sitting at a desk doing what I love to do than I was busting my butt for an entire month at a restaurant. Finally, one day in January I was pulled to the side. The hiring manager asked me to see him in his office and he had a pretty serious look on his face. He sat me down and told me I've been doing very well these past couple of months. My supervisors are impressed with how fast I've caught on and they decided to give me a promotion. I was blown away. So here I was, 4 months into a job and I was offered a promotion with a great raise. I still work hard every day there. I study up and learn more and try to improve myself with programming every day. I look back at those few months where I was job searching and know that I made it as far as I did, because even on days I was so depressed I didn't even want to get out of bed, I still got up and tried. What else could I do? I still worry about the future, but for now, I want to work here for a while getting as much experience and time behind me so my criminal history will pale in comparison to my skills and drive to succeed. I've even managed to get a pretty good girlfriend who knows all about my past and we've been dating for 5 months. She's supportive and is proud of how far I've gotten and how much I still do to make sure my past does not define me. I've helped a number of people start on their programming career and have even given presentations for newcomers. Have I gotten some backlash? Yes, but screw those people. As for my loans, I've saved up an emergency fund for 6 months and as of 2 weeks ago, I paid the last bit I owe on my credit card. I still have a mountain of student debt but I pay it off bit by bit. I don't get any more calls about money I owe and well, life is alright. I hope anyone who is in a similar situation as me can look at this and know, someone in the same boat as you has made it through and succeeded. Relevant comments. Saved to show my relative who is being released at the end of the year and will face similar struggles, and hopefully similar successes. I hope your story inspires them to keep persevering, no matter how tough it gets. O.P. As someone who never thought he would end up in prison, it's a very dark place and I have massive respect for anyone who gets through it with a positive light and works hard to do right when they get out. Exons, although small, can be a valuable place to get help. Downvoted comment from a deleted user. Not to shit on your effort, but you got lucky with the one company that hired you. Plenty of people who never get the job because of these kinds of reasons. O.P. I've seen this self-defeating attitude far too many times while I was in prison. Even if you never do get a break your entire life, you'll know you lived your life trying instead of hating the world. Comment. You say you have a pretty good girlfriend. There's a story there. Because you didn't say it like she is a pretty good girlfriend. I think pretty good is about a C+ girlfriend. Could be better, could be worse. O.P. couldn't be better. She accepts me for who I am now and doesn't judge my past. We both still work hard to better each other every day.